Page 10, Waltz Pantomime. This lesson, they're covering, passing the thumb under or whatever. I mean, if you're doing the scales, you're already doing this. Although this is just 1 and 2, fingers 1 and 2 here. Start on any notes, it doesn't matter. Here we go. Both hands. You want to get used to being able to do that, not that fast, but doing that. And eventually not even looking at the keyboard. And that's what this lesson is about. Now let's talk this waltz thing and see what we got. I'll look it over. It's a little over a line or a page long. Treble bass clef, 1 sharp in the key signature. We are in the key of G major, so make sure you can do the G major scale. 1 octave up and down is fine. 3/4 time signature. It gets a little bit tricky, and we're using this 1-2-1. Because normally I wouldn't use this fingering very often, but we need this lesson, so we'll do it this way. My problem is I don't care for their fingering for the rest of it. So they're saying this. Thumb comes down. And the thumb comes up. So again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, 2. And then top of page 11, you got to use thumb again. That's why I don't like it. I want to connect the notes. But they're doing this throughout. So each time your thumb's got to come down. And if that's what your teacher wants you to do, that's fine. You go right ahead and do it. But if I were your teacher, I'd change this. I do not want this fingering. The 1-2-1 is fine because that's what the lesson is about. We'll leave that. It's just, I don't want to move the thumb down again. I want some other finger on that other note. So I'm going to do this. Instead of 2, I'm going to stay right there and use 3. Now this is a little more awkward using these fingers. We need to do it though, because the more you use these awkward fingers, the less difficult or less awkward they get. They'll never get as comfortable as these fingers, but you can still get a better. And these, I want to use these fingers, so I'm forcing myself to do it here. So it's 1, 3 fingers, and then here. That way when I get to down to half notes, I'm doing a 2-4, not a 1-3. This saves the thumb, I'm ready to go on. And again, at top of page 11, instead of a 2, I'm going to scrunch up and use 3 here. And then a 2-4-5, and then here. It's a 2-4 there for the dotted half notes at the top of page 3. Going second line, my thumb's ready to go. Each time my thumb's ready to go. Now at the end of the third line it doesn't matter because I'm playing chords and I have a rest, I can come down, that's okay. And that's how I would recommend fingering the right hand. However, as I said, do it the way your teacher tells you to do it, and they want you to use this fingering in the book, then use it. It's good practice to do this, to have to come down, or whatever it is, to do that. You gotta look down at the keyboard for it, but I just don't care for it, and if I were your teacher, I'd be changing it. So it's a matter of opinion. Different people teach differently. Left hand, well, you got the chords, they're broken chords. If I take all the notes in the first measure, it's that. And if I don't play all 3 notes at the same time, it's a broken chord. That's what this is. Very common pattern in 3/4 time. Chuck, 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 chuck. Until you get to the last 2 lines on page 11. Now the left hand gets the melody. 1, 2. Now it gets to do the 1-2-1. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2. However, at the end of the 4th line, I don't want thumb there because I got to use thumb on the next one. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to change the fingering. Again, 4th line, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And again, instead of 2, I'm going to use 3. Now my thumb's ready. I can just reach up. Now, and that last measure, that is a D natural. You had D sharps in the previous measure, but remember, it's only good for that measure. I mean, a lot of publishers, they would have given you a natural sign. This, they didn't here, and I think that's good. You don't need the natural sign. Don't be reliant on them. Just follow the rules. It's a D natural. My problem is I don't want second finger on that half note, because when the DC sends me back to the beginning, and when I do that, I got to be here. I don't want to go from here to here. I can. You just lift up and move. I don't want to. So there. So what I'm going to do is, rather than second, I'm going to use little finger. So the last two measures, bottom, scratch up and put a little finger on it. There. This way, when I go back, it's extended position. See how neat that works? Now it's just an extended position for the first measure. Now once I'm there, now I can scrunch up. So it's just here for the first measure, and then it's 5. It allows me to connect the notes. That's how I would recommend doing it. You get used to crawling around, and that's what I'm after. In addition to all this other stuff we're learning, we got to learn to crawl around. I didn't mention it before, I'll mention it now. On the right hand at the bottom of page 11, you hear that what you hear. And then when you go back to the beginning, you're here. Well, this is not so bad because it's just here to here. You can do that. If you don't want to do that, then you need to use second finger on the F sharp. And that way your thumb, you just stick it under and you're there. You're there. Either way, pick one, I don't care. I'll probably do a 2-4 or a 2-5, either one, because you got rest before it. So I can use thumb easily when I go back to the beginning. You do it as your teacher tells you to. Now let's put the hands together and see what we end up with. We're here. The idea. At the end of the third line on page 11, you're here. Going on, the left hand's going to be here, and as you play that, you come down. Don't try and move here, just here. So I'll put the hands together, and then I'll go back over it just a few measures at a time and work out the hesitations slowly. And once it's all hesitations gone, I'll think about the articulation, and here it's connected. Lift up for the phrasing. Lift up. Lift up. Just lifting up for the phrasing. And the last two lines on page 11, it's here. That should all be phrased together. There should be one long curved line over that whole thing. They're not drawing it over the repeated or over the bar lines. I don't understand why. They're not phrase marks, they're slur marks, but the phrase is the whole line. Connect it if you can. Then lift up. You get a staccato. And we have to be careful on the staccato, because when you do that, you'll accidentally accent it. Now, there is an accent on the half note. Just land on that. Play that a little louder. On the left hand at the beginning, this, I connect the first two notes. It's chuck, 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 chuck. They're not short. It's done sometimes, but not in this piece. Then speed. Well, this is moderately fast, but it has to be accurate. How fast can you do this? However fast you can play those is going to be your moderately or allegro moderato for now. So if it is that's as fast as you can go, it's close enough for now, but it needs to be accurate, so don't push it. Again, as you get better with piano and more experience, you will gradually be able to speed these up. Oh, I forgot to do dynamics. Oopsie. Okay, dynamics. P at the beginning, and that's the melody. Here. This, very soft. And you're staying that way, I guess, until the last two lines on page 11. Now you're loud. On the left hand, that's the melody. And then the last line, you're going to echo that. You're soft. That means the right hand is very soft. And they tell you to get louder there toward the end. The accent does it. Just do an accent. Both hands, because there's no melody there. The melody was that. That's. Yeah. This is just preparation for going on, which is at the beginning. And then you go on. And you're soft there too. When you go back to the beginning, it's soft. Yeah. Now they've added pedal. Okay, again, why are we pedaling? It looks like they're pedaling the longer held notes to give them color. We do that quite a bit. You try it out and see, because the pedal can change other things. The overtones and things can, or if you got staccatos and things, it can mess that up. So we have to consider all the stuff the pedal is affecting, and is it worth it? Because when using pedal, a lot of times it's give and take. You'll gain something from it, but you're giving up something else. Which is more important? You have to pick one. So at the third measure, at the bottom of page 10, the notes go down first and then the pedal. I'm going to lift the pedal with the hand so I hear the phrasing. And that's the way it's pedaled all the way through. And if that's okay with you, go with it. Because there's a contrast there. Let's start at the beginning. It's this. That provides a contrast between this and this. It's a difference. If you like the difference, put it in. If you don't like the difference, leave it out. You don't need it. If you like that chuck chuck feel, leave the pedal out. Well, it's personal. Everybody will interpret things a little bit differently. Now, at the end, that half note with a fermata on it, you hang on to that. In my opinion, you could pedal that. Because again, we're just pedaling the longer held notes. That's the longer held notes. So the last two measures at the bottom of page 11 is here. You put the note pedal down right after, and just hold it down and then lift the pedal with the hands. Yeah, I would pedal that last half note at the bottom. I really would. Now the DCL fine, remember, sends you to the beginning, and the fine is at the end of the third line on page 11. They have the thin and thick bar line there. That's the symbol for the end of a piece. And they say the second time retard there, meaning after you do the DC, then you slow it down. Yeah, that's fine. personally feel the retard should be maybe one measure sooner here. So the third line on page 11, the last time would go. That's where I feel the retard should be, not just the last two measures. Again, it's interpretation, and maybe they meant to put it there and didn't. Sometimes it's just an error in the music. How do you feel it? Where do you think the retard should be? Do you even think there should be a retard there? It's personal. Let's play this together slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. Now, I'm not doing the louds and softs. We're just doing notes and rhythms. I'll do the pedaling so you can see it, although I think it sounds better without. I'll give us 3 counts. 1 and ready and go and. 1, 2, 3. Hold to the beginning.